Alright guys, so now I'm going to solve some of the problem page 42 for you. Problem number 5. On this problem number 5, and let me choose the right pencil. There we go, and I'm going to choose the blue one. On problem number 5, you have x minus 2 equal 7. So in order for you to get rid of the 2, because you want to have x standing by itself, you need to get rid of the 2, and to get rid of the negative 2, you need to add 2 both sides. Once you add 2 both sides, you end up to have, at the end of the day, x equal minus 2 plus 2 equals 0, and 7 plus 2 equals 9. Problem number 5. Problem number, I think I gave you problem number 7. Problem number 7, you got x plus 5. And I'm going to choose another color because I really like the blue. X plus 5 equals 4. This time we need to get rid of the plus 5. So I know that plus 5 minus 5 equals 0. So I'm going to add both sides, negative 5. I always have to add both sides. And end up at the end to have x equal, and this time negative 1. Then now I'm going to do problem number 10. On the problem number 10, you got x divided by negative 4 equal 2. In that case, if you want to get rid of the negative 4, because x is multiplied by 1 over negative 4, you have a multiplication sign right here. So therefore, in order for you to get rid of the negative 4, the only thing that you can do is multiply on the top by negative 4. And if you multiply on the top by negative 4, you need to multiply also on the right side by negative 4. You always add, subtract, multiply, or divide both sides of your equation. Therefore, now the negative 4 cancel out, x is by himself, and now you got x equal negative 8. I want to do problem number 11 with you. On the problem number 11, what do we got? Remember that your first tool to solve a problem is your eyes. So when you're looking at that, first of all, you need to tell yourself, okay, I got an equation. My equation is y minus 8 equal, y minus 8 divided by 3 equal 4. And what you're looking for, remember, is to have y standing by itself. So in order to have y standing by itself, you need to get rid of the negative 8 and you need to get rid of the 3. The first thing you are going to do is multiply by 3. Because when you multiply by 3, you know that 3 divided by 3 will be equal to 1, 3 disappear. But if you multiply by 3 on the right, on the left side, you need to multiply by 3 on the right side. So now you end up to have y minus 8 equal 12. And in order for you to have y standing by itself, now you need to get rid of the negative 8 by adding plus 8 both sides. And now you end up to have y equal 20. Let's continue. Problem number... I'm going to do problem number 18. I don't remember if that's one of the problems I gave you, but it should be okay for you when you're going to look at this video. Problem number 18, you got negative 5t plus 8 equal 18. So if you want to have t by itself, you will have to get rid of the negative 5 because you have a multiplication just right here. You know that you will have to divide by negative 5 and you have a plus 8. So first you are going to get rid of the plus 8 by subtracting 8 both sides. And now you got negative 5 multiplied by t equal 10. Because you have a multiplication, now you can divide by negative 5. But if you divide on negative 5 on the right, on the left side, you will have to divide by negative 5 on the left, on the right side. Therefore, now you end up to have t. Because negative 5 divide out, t equal negative 2. 10 divided by negative 5 equal negative 2. Let's continue. Let's try to do problem number 21. If I look at the problem number 21, what do I got? I got 2 times 3q plus 4 equal 5q. In order to have q by himself, when you look at the equation, obviously q is on both sides of your equation. So if you end up to say, okay, if I want to have q by himself and you forgot that you have a q on the right side of your equation, you might say, I need to get rid of the 2 because I have a multiplication right here. I might have to divide by 2. But the problem is if you are doing this, you are going to realize at some point that you have q both sides. So the best thing to do is not to divide by 2 first, but to distribute. It is to distribute your 2 inside your parentheses. So you end up to have 2 times 3q equals 6q, plus 2 times 4 equals 8, equal 5q. Now you have q both sides, so it's up to you to decide which q you want to move on which side. Basically, the best for you may be to get rid of the 5q by subtracting 5q both sides. But obviously, if you do that, now you have a 0 on the right side because 5q minus 5q equals 0. And on the left side, you got q. 6q minus 5q equals q plus 8. You need to get rid of the 8 by subtracting 8 both sides now, again. And if you subtract by negative 8 both sides, you end up to have q equal negative 8. Take your time to rewind the video, and I'm sure you will understand what I've done. Problem number, I am going to do the problem number 24. That seems to be very interesting. And then I will finish by number 31. So number 24, what do we got? On the problem number 24, we got negative x plus 2 plus 5 equal 5x. So obviously, I have an equation. Obviously, I got x both sides of my equation. So in order for me to be able to have x by himself, I will have to move all the x on one side of the equation. So the first thing I must do is get rid of the parentheses by distributing my negative 1 to my parentheses, because I would like to remind you that what do we have right here? It's a negative 1 multiplied by x plus 2 plus 5 equal 5x. When I distribute my negative 1, I end up to have negative x minus 2 plus 5 equal 5x. Now, it is pretty easy that if you want to have all the x on one side, maybe you want to add x, and now you end up to have x divide out, cancel out, minus 2 plus 5 equal plus 3. And on the other side, you have 5x plus x equals 6x. If you want to get rid of the 6, because you have a multiplication, you will have to divide by 6. You will have to divide by 6. Therefore, now you end up to have 1 over 2 equal x, because 3 divided by 6, you can simplify by dividing 3 by 3 and dividing 6 by 3 also. And you end up to have 1 over 2. So x equal 1 over 2. Finally, problem number 31. On this problem number 31, we end up to have 4x minus 2 times x minus 4 over 3 equal 8. Obviously, you have several x, but they are already on the same side. So if you want to combine the x together, obviously you will have to distribute the 2 to the parentheses. Therefore, now we're getting a 4x minus 2x plus 8, because negative 2 multiply negative 4 equal plus 8 equal 8. And remember, everything is divided by 3. Okay? So let me just having the same color. Everything is divided by 3. So now what I'm going to do is very, very easy. First of all, I'm going to combine my x. So I got 2x plus 8 over 3 equal 8. And if I want to have x by himself, I must first and foremost, let me get rid of that. First and foremost, I must get rid of the 3 by multiplying by 3. Because I know 3 divided by 3 equals 1. So the only way to get rid of the 3 on the denominator is to multiply my numerator by 3. But if I multiply the left side by 3, I need to multiply the right side of my equation by 3. Therefore now, the answer is going to be 2x plus 8 equal 24. Now you will figure it out that it's very easy because I just need to subtract 8 both sides. Once 8 has been subtracted, I end up to have a 2x equal 12. And if I want to get rid of the 2, because I have a multiplication, I divide by 2 and I divide by 2. Now I end up to have x equal 6. All right, so I hope you will remember that if you want to solve an equation, mainly what you will have to do is add, subtract, multiply, divide. Pay attention if you are dealing with negative number by using your parentheses. And be very cautious and go slow if you want to avoid any mistakes. But mainly, if you do remember that when you want to solve an equation, you will have to maybe regroup some of the x by distributing inside the parentheses or moving the x on one side of the equation to the other side. Once you're done with that, basically you end up to do a multiplication, addition, subtraction, or division. So it should be very easy now, and I will write another video for chapter for the section 11.11. Thank you.